Goeiemorgen, good morning and welcome. There has been an on and off presence of Europeans in or near Cape Town since 1488. But the real history of Cape Town as a town starts in 1562 when the VOC, the Dutch East India Company, sent Jan van Riebeeck to establish a refueling station in the Cape to provide water, fresh vegetables, and meat. They established shelters and laid out a garden in the area of what is now the Company Gardens in central Cape Town. They traded with the native population for sheep and cattle. The first Asian immigrants arrived in 1654. The first slaves in 1658. The first white, non-Dutch settlers arrived in 1688. So within 30 years, Cape Town was a multicultural community. Not equal, not equitable, but very diverse. And all of these cultures helped to shape Cape Town into what it is today. In the 1930s to the 1960s, when many cities around the world were demolishing their centers to build skyscrapers and traffic networks, Cape Town was in the midst of reclaiming a lot of land from the sea. While it was not a big consideration, it had the unintended impact of saving much of downtown Cape Town. So we still have the Company Gardens, and we still have Long and Loop Street with its old Victorian buildings. Let's focus back to the Company Gardens again. The company being the VOC, of course, who had retained a monopoly in the Cape until almost the 1800s. At the top of the gardens is the Iziko South African Museum. It is mostly a natural history museum. On the left side of the gardens are the Houses of Parliament. Wait, isn't Parliament Building in Pretoria? Nope, that is the Union Buildings. It's all way too complicated to explain in a short video, but it all goes back to South Africa having 3 capitals. The Parliament Buildings is kind of hidden. What is not hidden and should be experienced for sure is Government Avenue, a magnificent lane of trees running up past the gardens. This is also a good place to experience the garden squirrels. Fat, cheeky squirrels that will come and demand that you feed them. Luckily, there are vendors that will sell you some peanuts. If you are lucky, you will even encounter the famous albino squirrels. For the first 20 years, the gardens mainly grew food, but as early as 1680, food was being produced on farms all over the Cape Peninsula, mainly where the southern suburbs are now, but as far away as Stellenbosch and Franschhoek. So the gardens were redeveloped as pleasure gardens with plants from all over the world. And this is what they have remained since. And what a garden they laid out. During the 17th century, the garden was made famous by writers and artists that visited the Cape and celebrated these gardens for its great variety of trees and shrubs and vegetables and flowers. I can still remember my dad showing me the metal grating within the fountains for the koi fish to hide under so that the seagulls would not eat them. And I remember tracking the seasons by the changing of the colors of the gardens, the oranges of autumn, and the blooming of flowers during the summer. There are so many worthwhile places to visit around the garden, but I would like to point out a few. At the bottom, there is the Ezekiel Slave Lodge Museum, and across from it is St. George's Cathedral. St. George's is the seat of the Anglican Archbishop of Cape Town. It was designed by Sir Herbert Baker, and it played a major role in the resistance during apartheid. About halfway up Government Avenue, on the left, is the South African National Portrait Gallery, and beyond that, the National Jewish Museum. After all that culture, you need a bit of shopping. You can head down St. George's Mall, a tree-covered pedestrian walkway, to Green Market Square. From here, you can head down Long Market Street, have something to eat at the Eastern Food Bazaar, and then continue on to the Grand Parade and Cape Town City Hall, from where Nelson Mandela made his first public speech after being released from prison. Cape Town Centre is truly packed with history. Thank you for watching my video. Please consider supporting me.